if you're consciously so aware that you don't feel good, you're always going to be like, oh, I have a stomach ache. I mean, how many times did I do that? You told me, stop thinking about it. I'm like, oh.
It's one of I've said this a lot.
I guess that did help a little bit.
Lately, and I think Brian might have said this before, talking about just, let's say, people. And a lot of times we have people and they have issues. And to say, like, well, what happens when someone looks for a problem? They're going to find a fucking problem. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're always out there looking for problems, guess what you're going to find? Problems. You know, so I feel like a lot of times, and just thinking of myself back when I had the issue with IBS, I would eat something, and then I would look to be like how do I feel? Like I would try to make it hurt. I would try to make that feeling because I was so used to having it that I was like, oh, like I just had this that normally makes me feel like crap. Why don't I feel that way? And you become so focused on the feeling that you've had before that I don't know if it works this way, but sometimes it brings it back. Is like if you're looking for that feeling of bad because that's what you've always felt, you're probably going to find it.
Sure. I didn't know that full story about IBS with you, I don't think, but it's really interesting because he's only a couple of years older than you. Mm-hmm. And he's been having major stomach issues all of his life. When he was, I think, 37, he finally went to a great doctor and was like, listen, these are all of these issues that I have going on. It's impacting my daily life every single day. The first thing that they did was like a CAT scan or an x-ray. It turns out he has malrotation. Mm-hmm. So his intestines are basically switched around. His appendix was on the other side of his body. Something crazy that would be like very obvious. But Don had gone to the doctor, you know, when he was younger. And we went back and looked at that paperwork and verified he was diagnosed with IBS when he was younger. And that's just their blanket
how crazy that is, that someone's organs were literally on the opposite side of their body they should have been, but they were diagnosed IBS.
Right.
How does that even happen? Did they say how that happens?
It's just how you develop. Yeah, he just developed incorrectly.
I thought you were asking about the misdiagnosis. Which is just, and one of the things we'll end up talking about is just overwhelm. It's an overwhelm of a system that it can't handle that load. And then, unfortunately, I feel like the providers get put in a position that they can't do their due diligence like they would like to because of time, because of resources, because of, availability. It's hard.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about the conversations that we've even had with members here and just our own experiences. Yeah. I mean, they're getting slammed with caseloads and the hours that they're putting in. And it's like, you can't give someone your full attention or the care that they need because you got people waiting for you. It's sad.
I have clients that I work with that have to go home, and after the session, that they cancel their session because they have like 20 cases to work on when they get home. It's so backfilled.
Yeah.
So.